What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Realms of Metal. Eddie here, back with you for you know where, the happiest place on earth, my metal room here in the woods in PA. And it is fucking cold outside today. It's like fucking 15 degrees out. Holy shit. But it's all good. I just got done compiling my favorite records of 2024, and I always love doing these. And it's hard to rank these records, man, because I think it was a really solid year. I got some records this year that I absolutely loved, that I couldn't stop listening to. So, really solid year. And even better than that is I like watching everybody else's videos of their top records of the year, because there's always one or two that I missed, or maybe I heard and like missed the boat on it. Like, I didn't realize how actually good it was. And then somebody else will like open your eyes to how good a record actually is. So I look forward to watching everybody else's videos too. I've actually been doing it the last couple of days, and it's funny how all these lists are, there's so much different stuff on here. Everybody's got different tastes and different styles. Nobody's wrong. These are just my favorites of the year, the ones I've listened to the most. And like I said, we got some good ones on here. So I got a top 15. I think I did a top 15 last year, and I got some honorable mentions. So let's get at it, man. I'm not going to make this too long. We'll just talk about some records that came out this year and have some fun. Honorable mentions: Will from the Mazguts, Razor Sharp. Uh, Really good record, really fun record. Like, this is the definition of extreme metal to me. Like, there's death metal and grindcore and all kinds of weird stuff going on. And these time changes, and he's a Will is a great songwriter and musician. So please check it out. The Mazguts, Razor Sharp. I'll probably link his Bandcamp below. A lot of these records I'm going to do, if they have a Bandcamp, I'll link the Bandcamp below. You can go on and check it out. If you want to buy it, you can buy it. Some of these are available at the Realms of Rock site. I can link that as well. So the Mazguts, Razor Sharp, honorable mention. Great job. Let's go to Deceased, Children of the Morgue. I don't have my vinyls yet. I ordered them from Hell's Headbangers, waiting for my vinyls to get here. Um, Getting solid record. Deceased has never put out a bad record, in my opinion. And their songs are almost like books. Like, you read them, and the lyrics are ridiculously long. I love that about Deceased. All their songs are like books, and it's solid as fuck. And I've really been enjoying it. Children of the Morgue, Deceased, honorable mention. What else we got? Let's go to Midnight, Hellish Expectations. I'm a big fan of Athenar and Midnight. The big complaint that I hear about Midnight is they write the same album over and over again. And when I listen to this, I could definitely hear what people complain about. But again, I think he's a good songwriter. I love his guitar tone. I love his songwriting. Sure, he could probably mix it up a little bit more, but why? I don't know. Why do that? I think he's fine putting out these records as they are. Midnight, Hellish Expectations, really good. Really enjoyed it this year. Solid release. How about Blood Red Throne, Nonagon? This came out earlier in the year. I listened to this a ton. If you like stuff like Cannibal Corpse, it's going to be right up your alley. Love the guitar tone, love the production, the songwriting is killer. Uh, and Blood Red Throne. This was very high on a lot of people's lists. It wasn't quite as high on my list. I mean, I liked it. I think it was a solid record. I didn't think it was a great record. For a bunch of guys their age, it's not bad though, man. That's Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. Uh, Solid record. Love the guitar tone. Uh, it's one I really enjoyed this year. Didn't make my top 15, but kudos to Priest, man, for still doing it, putting out records, touring. Legends, Invincible Shield. How about Skeletal Remains, Fragments of the Ageless? Solid slab of death metal. Really enjoyed it. I have all the Skeletal Remains stuff. I'm a big fan. And And if you're not familiar and you're a death metal fan, get familiar with Skeletal Remains. Let's go to my man Spooky and Spellgrinder, Planet of the Vampires. He's a great songwriter, man. I had Spooky on the channel. I think it was earlier this year. It was before the record came out. I think we were talking about it a little bit, and I dig it a lot, man. It's got like a punk vibe going on, horror stuff. There's some thrash elements going on here compared to the first record. I'm gonna link his Bandcamp below. Really enjoyed this one. Great job, Spooky, and I recommend these guys a lot, man. You're gonna dig them. Spellgrinder. New Necrophobic. This will be my last honorable mention. New Necrophobic in the Twilight Gray. Can't go wrong with Necrophobic. Legendary band and a very solid listen. So check that out. There's my honorables. And let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. We're going to go to number 15. My man Paul Cruz from Ka'ai. Tales from the Land of Fire at number 15 for me. I love this record. I think he's such a talented songwriter and musician. Like, I don't know how the guy does it. Like, he's a one-man show, just like Will from Damasguts. And he puts out these killer fucking songs and releases, man. I love the guitar tone. It's a real meaty guitar tone. Um, it's very melodic, it's heavy as fuck, yet he injects melody into it, which I dig a lot. It makes the songs like super memorable. Like a track like I Feel Their Eyes Upon Me, that melodic riff throughout that song really gets me. Embrace of Chaos is one of my favorites on here. It's kind of like a slower, kind of song, and it just hits you really hard. His lyrical content is like Hawaiian folklore, which is super killer. Like nobody's doing that. Like at least not that I know of Hawaiian folklore. If I had to compare like Ka'ai to anything, it would probably be like a melodic death metal band like Amon Amarth or something like that. Except Amon Amarth does Viking shit and he does Hawaiian folklore, which is really fucking cool, really unique. He's got a band camp. That's Paul Kreutz. I'm going to link his band camp below. You can also get this CD on the Realms of Rock site as well. So kudos to Kai and Paul. Man, great fucking job, dude. You are not only is Paul a great musician, but he's an even better guy, So it's hails to you, brother. That was number 15. Number 14. Let's go to death metal from California. That's the new Necrot, Lifeless Birth. I really dig this one a lot. I think every record that Necrot releases, they get better and better, and this is definitely my favorite one. Hails to Necrot and Scotty at Tank Crimes and all those guys. Killer job. Solid slab of fucking death metal. I listened to this record a ton this year, and there you go, Necrot, Lifeless Birth. Let's go to New Jersey, man. Thrash metal from New Jersey. We're talking the new Blood Feast, Infinite Evolution. Um, I can't say I was always a huge Blood Feast fan. Like I knew of the band, I listened to them here or there. This new record coming out has kind of like gave me a resurgence to listen to Blood Feast again. And this record is solid as fuck. It's thrash metal, but it's a thrash metal to another level. It's a heavier thrash metal, like a Morbid Saint or a Sadist or like Old Sepultura, something like that. Uh, Opprobrium, really good, man. Possessed, how can I forget Possessed? I mean, this is, it's just like Possessed, the newer Possessed stuff. So, Infinite Evolution, really enjoyed it, man. Please check this out and get it on Hell's Headbangers, and you will not be disappointed. Like I said, if you like Possessed, like the newer Possessed stuff, you're gonna dig this a lot. So, that was my number 13. Number 12, let's go to Finland. Some more death metal. Here's a band called Cryptic Hatred. I've never even heard of Cryptic Hatred before this record came out. I saw the album cover and it intrigued me. It's just a killer album cover, and it made me want to click on it and listen to it. And once I did, I was like, "Whoa! I gotta order that fucking thing." it's like Cannibal Corpse almost with like an updated production. Uh, they're good songwriters. The songs hit you hard. Uh, just a great release, man. I was like blown away by this when I heard it. I was like, wow. And it ended up making this is my number 12 and ended up making my top 15. So check out Cryptic Hatred. If you're not familiar, you're gonna dig this record a lot. I'm telling you right now. Let's go to number 11. Mordant Red, eat something for state, man. I was a little late to the party hearing this. Like I heard the video that he posted for I killed three people with a crowbar, but I didn't want to hear anything else until I actually got the record for myself. And I think I said it on another video or a short that I did. He's just it's this record just injects life into the black metal scene for me. It's got a lot of stuff going on in here. Revik from Mordant Red, he's got a lot of different influences. He loves punk and hardcore and all kinds of metal, and it really shows through on here. Like he's got different elements. He's got your straight, black metal stuff, and then he's got stuff where they try different things and like they do gang vocals and songs and everything. Like what black metal band is doing gang vocals, So really solid release. Killer fucking job. Like I hope it's also released on cassette. You can get it at Goat Throne Records. I'm hoping they do a vinyl version of it because I definitely want to get this on vinyl if I can. Revik, vinyl version. Hopefully it's in the works, man. But amazing job by Mordant Red. And I'll link that below here too. You can get it at Goat Throne Records. I actually have some too at the Realms of Rock site you can grab. So, Hails Mordant Red, man. Solid fucking record. That was my number 11. Let's go to number 10. And the musicianship on this one just blows my fucking doors off. Musicianship wise, this one and another record that I'll get to just kind of blow your doors off, and you'll see why. And that's the new Nocturnus AD Unicursal. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this record, technical, progressive kind of stuff. Uh, really solid release. Really enjoyed of it. Like really enjoyed it. Let's putting this record on is like a musical journey for me with all the different things they have going on here. Mike Browning is a legend, and he actually Mike Browning was on the Vincent Crowley channel, and Vincent interviewed him. Because they were obviously old bandmates too, and that was a lot of fun. They talked about the record. Check that interview out. It'll give you a lot of insight. So Nocturnus AD Unicursal, man, really good. This was my number 10. Let's go to my number 9. The new Deicide, Banished by Sin. I reviewed it here on the channel. I really enjoy this record. I don't give a shit about the AI cover, like I said. I think I gave it an 8, I think it's a solid slab of death metal. There's some great stuff going on in here. The band seems like they're firing on all cylinders. Really good. It's a polarizing record, because I remember when I posted the review, some people were posting, that I was a fanboy of Deicide or whatever. Obviously, they didn't think the record was that good. I mean, I gave it an 8. I didn't give it a 9.5 or a 10. Like I thought it was a solid slab of death metal uh, from one of my favorite bands ever. That makes a big difference too. And like I'm not gloating about it. I think it's a good record. Do I think it's great? No, but it is my number 9, and I really enjoyed it this year. So check out Deicide Banished by Sin, man. Let's go to number 8, and this is the other band I was talking about that's very similar to what Nocturnus AD brought to the table musically, and that's the new Nile. The Underworld Awaits Us All. Bands, another technical, brutal death metal band. Records like this and the Nocturnus AD, when it musicianship blows my doors off. Very similar styles. Nile has the Egyptian themed lyrics and everything like that, and I enjoy just about every Nile release. I was anticipating this record, and when I got it, it was everything I wanted and more. And Nile's just fucking killing it, man. If you're not familiar with Nile, please check it out. If you haven't picked this up, pick it up. Man, the underworld awaits us all, man. That's my number 8. Let's go to number 7, another favorite band of mine, and that's God Dethroned, the Judas Paradox, death metal, blackened death metal from the Netherlands, another legendary band. Uh, Now, when I got this, it was a grower. Like it was a grower for me. I listened to it like nonstop, and once it clicked in for me, I was like all in. Like Henry Sadler and the guys in God Dethrone are just amazing songwriters, and I think that's what sets my list apart. Um, I, a lot of these records on here, the musicians are just great songwriters. I love great songs. And I mean, talent is talent, but try to convert that talent into a good song or write a good song. You could be the best musician on any instrument, but if you can't write a good song, then it doesn't make that much of a difference, right? So songwriting is it for me. And the songs kill on this. Like I said, they were a lot of them were growers, but once I got them, I got them. And it's ended up being one of my favorite records of the year. So God Dethroned, the Judas Paradox. This is my number 7. Go to my number 6, and this is the newest release that I have on here. It just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that's the new Body Count Merciless. I am a big Body Count fan. I have been from the beginning since that first Body Count record came out, and I when I first heard it, I remember being in my room, like listening to that. Me and my friend were listening to. We were just like taken with Body Count. Like it's just the songs were so good on that first Body Count record, and I've been a fan ever since. And they do all kinds of stuff on this record. It's thrash, it's crossover, it's hardcore. They do some metalcore kind of stuff on here. That rap metal kind of stuff, of course, with Ice-T. I mean, I love that rap metal stuff. I love the Judgment Night soundtrack. Uh, the collaborations between like Biohazard and Onyx and all that stuff. I eat that shit up, man. I really do. And Ice-T and Ernie C, and I know the other guys in the band too. They're big metalheads. They always have guest appearances on their record from everybody. Like I just talked about it on a video yesterday. Corpse Grinder does a song with Body Count on this called "The Purge." It'll blow your fucking doors off. The songs on here are so much fun. And they actually do a Pink Floyd cover on here too, "Comfortably Numb," but Ice-T changes up the lyrics on it. Really, same what he did with like Institutionalized. Um, the last 4 records since Body Count had Resurgence. I think that record was what 2014. Um, these last 4 records or so, including this one, this band is on such a tear. They're just killing it right now. Love what they bring to the table. Check out Merciless if you're not familiar. Really solid record, man. So hails to Body Count. That was my number 6. My number 5, let's go to some black metal, and that's the new Inquisition, veneration of medieval mysticism and cosmological violence. They are originally from Colombia. One second. And I believe they reside in Washington now in the States. I don't care what everybody's saying about Dagon. I know there was some shit going on with Inquisition. I'm putting that aside. I don't think he was convicted of anything, so I'm separating the artist from the art here. I don't really know what went on, and until I know for sure, I'm going to support Inquisition. And this is a great record. All the Inquisition stuff is great. They're a black metal band like no other to me. Like nobody else reminds me of Inquisition. When they're on their game and they write their songs. I just it's a very unique band, and I'm a big fan of them. So hails to Inquisition. Inquisition, that was my number 5. Let's go to Pennsylvania for my number 4. I actually swapped these. I had Inquisition at number 4, but I flip flopped them. I put Inquisition at 5 at the last minute. This is my number 4. New Southerners Into the Nocturne. Really enjoyed this record. I enjoy all of Solomon's stuff. I really do. They're good songwriters. I love their guitar tone. I love their lyrics. They're evil as fuck. Uh, I eat that kind of that kind of stuff up. So Into the Nocturne. If you're not familiar with Satanist, man, check them out. It's like black and death metal from Pennsylvania. Really good. What was the video for? There Will Be Demons. That's that's such a great song, you know. Go YouTube the new Satanist, There Will Be Demons. You're gonna dig it a lot. Uh, please check it out. You're not gonna be disappointed if you're not familiar, man. If you're death metal, black metal fan, it's gonna be right up your alley. That was my number four. Let's get to the top three, man. So uh here's a record I was really blown away by, and I was really anticipating this record, and I was excited to hear it. And it was one of those records this year, like these top three. When I heard them, it was everything I wanted and more. And that's the new Mausoleum, Defiling the Decade. Songwriting is off the charts. I think it's the best thing they've put out so far. Uh, I had Rob from Mausoleum on the channel. It was way before the record was coming out, and he talked about it a little bit. And I'm just blown away by the songs on this. To me, the Mausoleum is really the definition of death metal from the grave. Like I love when it for my death metal, you know, my two favorite things are like the evil satanic stuff, and I like the death metal from like the grave type of stuff. And this is the death metal from the grave type of stuff. Just right up my alley. Um man, the songs on here are so good. I mean, like it's full of great moments. Like there's this part in like the track Grave Fucked where it like stops and it like slows down. And there's this kind of melodic lead playing in the background while the lyrics are almost spoken. Like this record is full of moments like that. And you will not be disappointed. If you're a death metal fan, you're not familiar with Mausoleum, please check this out. You are not going to be disappointed. You know, it's for fans of old school death metal, man. You hails to Mausoleum, those guys. Kick ass record. Let's go to number two. This is another record I anticipated. I was like, whoa, this is so fucking good. Thrash metal from Wisconsin. Back. Morbid Saint. Swallowed by Hell. I reviewed it here on the channel. I actually had Jim from Morbid Saint on the channel before the record came out when he was talking about it. And this is so good. It's every track is aggressive as fuck. It's exactly what I wanted. You know, it's like thrash metal to another level. Like I was saying earlier, you know, compare them to like the Sadists and the old Sepulturas, and uh, really fucking good. Like Rise from the Ashes, Swallowed by Hell, Bloody Floors, Burn Pit. I mean, fuck them all, Bleed Them Dry, Pine Tuxedo, Killer Instinct. I mean, every song on here is good. I mean, I think I gave this record a 9.5 out of 10. That's how much I loved it. And I'm sticking to that. I listened to it all year. And actually, my copy was signed by the band. It's pretty awesome. So, hails to those guys. Kudos to Morbid Saint. Great fucking job. Great record. Record to be proud of. And everybody who I've talked to about this record seems to love it. And I know this is very high on a lot of people's list. So, if you're not familiar, Morbid Saint, thrash metal from Wisconsin, please check it out. Swallowed by Hell. And last but certainly not least, my number one. Everybody knew this was going to be my number one. This is another record that I had anticipated, and when I got it, it was everything that I wanted and more and more. It was more and more. And that's the Vincent Crowley Band Anthology of Horror. If you're a horror fan, you're going to love this record. If you're a King Diamond fan, you're going to like this record. And it's very different from Acheron. It's nothing like Acheron. Picture King Diamond meets like doom metal with like a little bit more harsher of a vocal, you know. Vincent's vocals are harsh on this, but not too harsh, you know. You can understand what he's saying. The vocals are way harsher in Acheron than he did on the VC albums. And this record, the songwriting blows me away. Like I could have easily put Swallowed by Hell at number one and this at number two and vice versa. I gave this a 9.5. I reviewed it on the channel. Uh, the one thing that sticks in my head though is the lyrics on this. I mean, the songwriting is off the charts. The lyrics actually put this over the top for me because I said it on the review. When you listen to tracks like Amityville's Horror or That Which Lurks Below the Sea, you have this picture in your mind of what's going on, and that's what makes this record so cool. Anthology, you think about those anthology horror movies where there's different stories. Every track is a different story based on some kind of horror, or some of the tracks Vincent even made up himself, the stories himself. Just mind-blowingly good. The solos in here are heartfelt and emotional. It's really a journey when you put it on, and I can't say enough good things about this record. And I don't want to hear any bullshit. Oh, Vince Crowley's your friend. You had Morbid Saint on a channel. That's why they're number one, number two. Hey, the reason I reached out to these guys in the first place for interviews is because I was already a big fan. I only reach out to bands and members of bands if I'm a big fan. And you know, uh, say what you want. I don't really give a shit. It's my favorite record of the year, and I'm sticking with it. Now, the this is the vinyl version. If you get the CD version, you get the bonus track Killer, which is a King Diamond cover. Uh, I would get both versions if you could. So the Killer is not available on the vinyl version, only on the CD version. So amazing job. I don't feel like this record gets the respect it deserves. Like, you see stuff on the internet, people talking about records. Not a lot of people reviewed this record. Really only the people in our YouTube circle here, and I just think it's one that's going to be overlooked by a lot. I mean, everybody knows about Swallowed by Hell. That seems to be all over the internet. This one, unfortunately, is not. So, and it deserves to be. That's how good it is. So, if you're not familiar with Vincent Crowley Band Anthology Horror, please check it out. You are not going to be disappointed. You can get it at Hammerheart Records. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at the Realms of Rock site. We got copies ready to go. So hails to the Vincent Crowley Band. Amazing job. And hopefully we get another one. We'll see what happens. But there you go. There's my top 15 records of the year. 2024. My most listened to records of the year by a long shot. So, let me know what you guys think. Put your favorite records down below. What were your top five records of the year? Is there anything that, you thought should have been on my list that wasn't? Is there anything you recommend for me to check out? I'll still be watching other people's videos, checking out their stuff, and hopefully I can get turned on to something new that, I didn't know about or didn't give a chance. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging with me at the Realms of Metal, and we'll see you guys again real soon.